Welcome to another episode of the Traditional Way podcast brought to you by the Martial Arts Inner Network. I am Brett Shumway. We are all loving the support our network is getting from you guys, and we hope you continue to follow us on Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, Spotify, and definitely on our website at www.mainternetwork.com. Please make sure to like, comment, and share this podcast and all of our programming that we have on the network. On this episode, I'll be bringing you the results from the Asian Continental Championships for the youth age categories that just finished up in Manila, Philippines. But first, I want to discuss an announcement that's going to shake up the minus 55 kilogram division for the foreseeable future. Angelica Tuluga, who has been the most dominant, one of the most dominant female fighters in the past 6 years, just announced her pregnancy on her social media pages. And also her and her husband will be expecting this child in the beginning of 2025. Now that leaves a huge vacancy at the top of the standings, as she has been in the number one position for a very long time. And unfortunately, it means that we will not be seeing her at the World Championships next year, as she would not be able to qualify, and she is not in at this point because she took bronze last year. Even if she was able to be healed and ready to go to compete at that time, I don't believe that she would have enough events to get qualified and get in. So with her out, this division is going to be the one to watch in 2025 through the Premier League and into the World Championships. Who is in the position to take her spot is a big question. One has to consider Valentina Toro Meneses, who took her spot as the grand winner for the 2024 season in the Premier League and currently sits in third place ranking. She has medaled in all 4 events she attended in 2024, and she's young enough to have a long run within the division. The other top candidate has to be Mia Beitsch. The 20-year-old German has been super active in 2024 and sits in the number 2 place position. Now, she hasn't had the success that Valentina has had, but in a league that's based on points, she is in a better position due to the amount of events she attends and her placings at those events. You still have the outside chances of defending world champion Tuba Yakin, Maria Stoli, and Viola Lalo to consider as well. Whatever happens, I am predicting that this will be the most exciting division to watch in 2025, and I'm champing at the bit to watch it. But we are a long way away from those events, so let's take a look at what just happened at the Asian Continental Youth Championships. We start in the minus 47 kilogram division, where newcomer Sari Danai blanks her opponent 8-0 to top the division. Japanese fighter Wakani Karakomai wins 4-1 to top the minus 54 kilogram division. Sagar Jandagi improves on her bronze from last year, winning the final match of the minus 61 kilogram division by Senchu. In the over 61 kilogram division, Mariam Basharat wins her 3rd medal of the year in as many events as she wins the final 3-0. The boys start out with Abdurrahman Arafat taking home his 3rd medal of the year in the minus 52 kilogram division, as he continues to dominate in his first year out of the cadets. Jordanian fighter Hatim Al-Arasis takes home the gold in the minus 57 kilogram division, winning the final of that division 2-0. The final in the minus 63 kilogram division would not be close, as Almirali Khalilabad would win 8-0. In a close matchup, Takira Ogawa would win the minus 70 kilogram division in a 3-2 victory. And in the over 70 kilogram division, Arashi Chiba would pull out a 1-point victory to take home the title. In the female kata divisions, the Shiraru styling of Wakana Ito would dominate the division, as the final match would be won by 1.7 points, and that'd be the closest anyone would come to beating her. In fact, other than the final, she won every match by 2 whole points or more to repeat as the Continental Champion. In the male kata division, would find the same results as the females, as Japan's Takuro Hamazawa would dominate the males in the same way Ito did, with the quarterfinal matchup being the only matchup he didn't win by more than 2 points. It is to note that in the cadets, with the exception of Ito in the female kata, all other divisions were won by an athlete winning their first continental title. The reigning cadet world champion Tawana Uchida would step up into the juniors, where she would win the minus 48 kilogram division after her opponent would be disqualified due to penalties in the final matchup. Juria Natori would repeat as continental champion in the minus 53 kilogram division, as she secured the gold with a 4-1 win in the final match. In the minus 59 kilogram division, newcomer Naoya Inada would win 3-1 to top the division in her first continental title. Another first-timer, Mizuki Karaoka, would top the minus 66 kilogram division winning the final matchup 4-1. And in the over 66 kilogram division, Mala Setagat would put a stop to the Japanese sweep in the junior female Kumite divisions, winning her final matchup 2-1. The young men would start out with world number 4 Ali Alajmi, winning his first continental title in the minus 55 kilogram division, winning the final by 1 point. In the minus 61 kilogram division, Taiyo Nakamura adds a gold to his 2 bronzes at these championships over the years, winning the final 5-0. First-time winner Bebaris Yurgenbey tops the minus 68 kilogram division with a narrow 1-point win in the final match. World number 3 Alikan Kadragali would repeat in the minus 76 kilogram, winning the final matchup 3-1. Last year's cadet champion Abdullah Al-Khatani would step up to the juniors and win the over 76 kilogram division with a 9-0 onslaught over his opponent in the final matchup. Now, I want to note that this doesn't happen very often, but Azusa Takada would secure her 3rd consecutive junior female Kata Continental title, as the Shotokan Styles performance was too much for anyone to top in the division. Now, this is rare due to only 2 ages being able to compete in the junior division, but with the dates of the championships being moved up this year, her birthday must fall within the timeline for her to be able to do 3 years in the juniors. For the male kata division, Soshi Okamura would repeat as the continental champion, as his Shitaru katas were too much for his competition, with the closest anyone would come to defeating him was in the final, where Soshi won that match by 1.3 points. The ladies would start it out with Mizuki Ishihara winning her first continental title in the minus 50 kilogram division, winning the final matchup by decision. In the minus 55 kilogram division, former junior champion Fatama Zara Saidabadi dominates her opponent 9-0 to win the gold medal. Diana Daranskaya, last year's silver medalist in the minus 68 kilogram division, drops down to the minus 61 kilogram division and wins the gold in a close matchup where she won 2-1. Venera Zakharbayeva wins her first gold medal in the WKF as she tops the minus 68 kilogram division, winning the final matchup 2-0. And in the over 68 kilogram division, Hanane Marze improves on her silver from last year as she wins the final matchup 6-2 and secures her first continental title. The men would start out in the minus 55 kilogram division, which is not a standard U21 division, but was offered at this event, where Mohamed Hossein Shirsafat would take the gold in his first title, winning the final matchup in a 5-4 victory. The minus 60 kilogram division found newcomer Hossein Alanza Merkale dominate the final matchup 9-1. Last year's bronze medalist Amaraza Borzue Shagolani takes gold in the minus 67 kilogram division, winning the final matchup 4-2. In the minus 75 kilogram division, first-time winner Mohamed Ferdan Askarpour overwhelms his opponent in the final, winning 12-4. In the minus 84 kilogram division, the world number 2 ranked fighter Mohamed Al-Jafari drops back down in the U21 division, and he'd win the final matchup by Senshu and collect his 4th continental title in his career. Now, this is surprising that he would drop back down in the U21, given his success on the Premier League and as a veteran. One can only assume that he's attempting to set himself up for the Youth World Championships this year in Venice, because he is only 20 years old and he does not have a world championship in that age category. The over 84 kilogram division saw Yusuf Nofal win his first continental championship as he won the final 4-0. The female kata division was won by Kotomi Sato in her first event since 2019, where she won 2 continental titles. She returned to claim her 3rd and won all of her matches by 2 whole points, as her Shotokan was too much for anyone else in the division. Now, the male kata division would find Yusuf Mustafa ensure that the Japanese did not win all of the kata divisions at this event, as he would have a smooth ascent to the final, where he would be given the decision after he and his opponent tied with a total score of 41 points, which would guarantee Yusuf his first ever WKF gold medal. Summing it all up, Japan and Iran were the 2 big winners at the AKF championships. Japan would secure a total of 25 medals, including 16 golds. They won all the kata divisions except one, and won both team kata divisions as well. Surprisingly, Japan also did well in kumite divisions, which is not the divisions they usually do well in. So Japan could become a powerhouse in kumite in the next couple of years once again. Iran would have a great showing primarily in the kumite divisions, Altogether, they collected a total of 23 medals to include 10 golds. These two countries were the only ones to hit double digits in the gold medal wins. The next closest was Kazakhstan with 4 golds. Now, this is the time of the year for the youth athletes, as more continental championships are being held for the youth divisions and the countdown to the Youth World Championships in Venice. We are going to see a lot of athletes start to try to separate themselves from the pack prior to that event. Should be very exciting to see. With that, I want to thank you guys for watching another episode of the Traditional Way podcast. Join me on the next episode where I will bring you the results from the PKF Youth Championships. Please continue to support the Martial Arts Center Network as we continue to bring you all the martial arts information we provide. Until next time, guys.